Let's quickly look at what SBI has said. They are making a policy. They are making an announcement. SBI has reduced MCLR by 15 basis point with effect from the 10th of August, which essentially means that your home loans are all set to become cheaper. They have cut MCLR by 50 basis points across all tenors, which is exactly what the SBI management was talking to us about just a while ago. This, of course, is good news, and this is, of course, coming in at a time when the RBI governor too has been talking about how there has to be transmission when it comes to the policy rates. Remember, SBI cutting rates is also an indication that other banks too will follow suit very soon. So we have to see what other banks too will be doing. Remember, the SBI management just a while ago when we were speaking to him was talking about how the bank has already cut about 25 to 30 basis point rate cut as against 75 basis point rate cut that the RBI had done earlier, and about 30 odd basis point rate cut will happen in terms of MCLR. So 15 basis point it is. This is almost immediate transmission that we have seen. SBI has done a formal announcement that has been made as well, which means that home loans, auto loans, all sorts of loans are all set to become cheaper. SBI has also said that repo link crash credit overdraft loan rate will be at 7.65%, which is, of course, coming in as a good news for all you home buyers. Remember, the RBI too, in their monetary policy today, has gone ahead with an out-of-the-box rate cut, a 35 basis point rate cut. And let's discuss that further. Joining us on ET now is Dr. Ashima Goel. Dr. Goel, many thanks for taking your time out, speaking to us at ET now. A 35 basis point rate cut coming in. Do you think it is the best move given the current evolving economic situation?
Yes, certainly it is more than the 25 basis points the market that was expected. So it indicates that the RBI is taking the growth slowdown seriously. And also, since this is the beginning of the slowdown, a large move now can help reverse it before it sets in. And in that context, I think they're acting on every aspect of transmission, not just the repo rate, but also liquidity. They were sure that it will be in surplus, and we are already seeing pass-through increasing with banks, because as banks have excess liquidity that they're depositing with the RBI, they begin to think how they can lend it, and then they begin to cut rates. And as they cut rates, housing loans, so that benefits the housing sector, where there is accumulated inventory, and so all this helps to reverse the slowdown. And then apart from that, there's a problem of credit risk and high spreads for certain sectors. So there they have a lot of counter-cyclical regulatory measures, those for NBFCs, for example, which will reduce that spread and therefore help the transmission of the rate further through markets.
Right, Ashima, stay on with us. Also joining us is Mr. P.K. Gupta, the MD at SBI. SBI has just slashed rates by 15 basis points. Mr. Gupta, your first reaction, and this, of course, coming in after the RBI governor had also said that policy transmission should be happening by various banks. You seem to have acted almost impromptu.
Yeah, see, we have been doing the transmission to the extent that we have been able to reduce our cost of funds by reducing our deposit rates. As you know, that we had actually announced a cut in the deposit rates last month, so the impact of that now translates into a 15 basis point cut into the MCLR beginning 10th of August, actually. And as you also know that we have already linked quite a sizable portion of our book to the RBI repo rates also. On that also, the transmissions happen as and when the RBI repo rates are cut, actually. On that particular book, already transmission of 50 basis points has happened on account of the policy rate cuts. And this 35 basis point cut, which the RBI has announced today, will get transmitted from 1st of October. So, in fact, the RBI governor himself mentioned in the press conference that the SBI has taken a lot of steps to ensure faster transmission. So that is what our SBI has been doing, actually. And going forward, when we get the scope to cut deposit rates further, actually, given the comfortable liquidity position in the market, I think that we should be able to do. In that case, the more transmission on the lending side will happen also.
Mr. Gupta, if I remember right, your press release talks about SBI having fully transmitted whatever rate cuts the RBI has announced in this fiscal year. So is that the correct position as far as all loans are concerned, or are you talking only about fresh loans, Mr. Gupta?
See, we have a lot of fixed rate deposits actually. Okay, the benefit of the reduced rates is available to the bank only on the fresh deposits that we get or on the renewal of the deposits actually. Okay, so if you look at in terms of the benefit we get on the liability side, and that is what we keep on passing on the asset side actually. Okay, so over a period of time, as deposits get renewed and we get that benefit, and we are able to pass on to the existing book also. But for the new loans, yes, the transmission does happen faster because that is how the entire MCLR system is supposed to work actually. And the repo rate linked rates, so there the transmission is actually practically automatic as and when the RBI cuts actually. Because we are able to do that because we linked some of our savings bank accounts to the RBI repo rate. So that is where we are able to do the transmission much faster there.
Okay, so it is not as if all loans are now cheaper. It is some portion of your loans, depending on what they are linked to, if I understood you right, depending on what they are linked to, RBI repo rate or MCLR, those have come down. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Gupta, for joining us and sharing your time with us.